Episode 28 of the Fit Pro Podcast. What is up, listeners of the Fit Pro Podcast? Before we get into today's episode, learn how to speak, Marvin. You've been doing this for a while. Alright, before we get into today's episode, make sure that if you haven't already, if you're not subscribed to the show, it's very, very simple. Head to iTunes, type in Fit Pro Podcast, look for the logo, look for my name, click subscribe. It is free. All podcasts are free on iTunes, and all that means is that every single time a brand new episode comes out, you will get an update and you will get a download. And that is it. So you don't need to go to the website, you don't need to go to the Facebook page. You get this on demand as soon as it comes out. Everything else is on demand. Why shouldn't this podcast? That being said, listeners, coming up next is part 2 of the episode number 26, which is part 1 of this interview with Johniepee. So if you have not already, make sure you head back to episode 26 and listen to that interview all the way till the end, and then start this episode, and you will know exactly where you're at. If you don't do that, you'll be kind of lost. Enjoy this episode, listeners. I will speak to you at the end.
But it's just, the industry's funny, and there's just, like, they've got, because of CrossFit's, I reckon, great if people are doing it correctly. Like, obviously, when it starts to get too heavy and you're literally just going for this ridiculous amount of reps and the weight's too much for you and your form is compromised, then I'm like, nah. But, like, for people that are actually, like, athletic and, like, structurally sound and can do it, freaking go for it. Like, but when I see, like, I won't say trainers in my gym, but when I see certain people getting their clients to do box jumps and they're like 60, and I'm like, why? Like, what benefit is that? Are they playing elite sport? Like, what's going on? Like, why have you got someone doing a bicep curl on a Bosu? Like, is there earthquakes planned and they need to be lifting shopping bags while there's an earthquake, or like, like.
Chick in the gym the other day, don't know her name, so this is completely. Maybe she listens to podcasts, you never know.
Yeah, she's like, oh my god, she just gets like crashed.
That was me. But this chick on a Bosu ball doing straight-legged deadlifts, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't say anything, but because I'm not about that life anymore. But
but it just, like, sometimes it just makes you laugh. Like, there was a guy literally. Imagine, like, a guy that's trying to pretend that they have a massive dick, alright? Like, standing with their legs, like, apart and using their forearm with, like, a clenched fist, like, pretending that's their dick. This guy was doing this against the wall with a friggin' dumbbell and, like, literally legs spread, like, grunting, like, heaving it up like it's like a trunk of an elephant, and was doing that for, like, I don't know, like, he did like a bunch of sets on it, and I was filming him on my phone and just put it on Snapchat. I was losing my shit. So sometimes it's like, for comical relief, it's like, oh man, like, you just made my day. Like, yes, please keep doing your stupid exercises. Like, please don't hurt yourself. But yeah,
if you hurt yourself, I'll come and give you some aid. Like, honestly, most of the time, look, unless they're doing something completely stupid, like doing a deadlift like a fucking crane, there is really no point because what are they going to get out of that? Especially, I mean, unless you're dressed in your work clothes and you can, then you come from a point of authority. Yeah. But say if I'm in the gym, I know how to do everything correctly.
Yeah.
If I came up to you, I'm taking.
La-di-da, Mr. Fancy.
I'm just a fucking a stranger, and in their head they're going, "Why? Fuck off!" Basically.
Yeah, of course. The gym's like their time for them, and they're like, "Who's this prick telling me what to do?" Like, yeah.
It doesn't matter that, like, what you're doing right now I could do properly with like 10 times the weight. Like, that doesn't register in their head. Okay, this guy looks like he might work out or whatever. They just go, "You're a dickhead, leave me alone." I'm trying.
You got to pick your battles. Like, there's luckily with me, like, I got like normally like a good like phone manner and a good like, I can come up to someone and seem really non-threatening. So I can like sort of get my pussy on and just be like, "Hey, like, what's going on?" But yeah, most of the time I just I've seen. I saw a guy do chin-ups on a Smith machine like, put the bar up the top, hook the bar on and do chin-ups, and then the bar came down on his head when he tried to do a chin-up. And I was just like, fuck, well, you're not going to do that again, are you? Like, yeah, I could have told you, like, from the start, that's not going to be a good idea, but he's just, whatever. Let him deal with it. So,
let me live my life, man.
Yeah, just let him YOLO it, and if he dies, he dies.
So, look, let's get back on track. As much as I love talking shit, alright, because we're going to have people in their cars driving to work going, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
What is the number one issue you see with, like, new personal trainers going to the gym?
Oh. Open up a can of worms now, boy.
Go, do it.
And I have to admit, like, I guess I was lucky because before I became a PT, I had trained since, like, I became a PT when I was like 21 or something like that, just before I was 21. 24 now, yeah, something like that. So I'd had experience from age 16 to 21. Like, I'd had 5 years where I could, work my ass off and get my form down and know what I was doing and have a reasonable idea of rep ranges and whatever else and how to engage certain things. But I feel like there's obviously, becoming a PT is too easy. Like, literally, your course. Like, I did mine via correspondence while I was working full time in a sales role at the gym and managed to get it done. And it is too easy. Like, there's a few companies at the moment that are setting new sort of standards for it, where they are, like, for you to actually get your Cert 4, you need to be able to bench like double your body weight. You need to be able to deadlift like it's legit. It's like, you cannot be a PT by this company unless you can do this, and you have to do an actual real life case study and get a person under sub 8 body fat and hold them there for 6 weeks or something like that. Whatever it is. Like, and that's pretty fucking cool, because I know maybe even me, like, I might have not got my certs. Like, and like a lot of, like, now I could do that, no problems, but like the strength stuff would have been sweet, but me trying to get a client down to, sub 8 or whatever, like, without any prior knowledge or experience of, like, prepping someone, I would have been like, shit, like, a bit out of my depth. But obviously, like, these days you can just get your stuff. Like, I ran into this girl into the city. This is slightly off topic, but I ran into this girl in the city. Me and my mates have been out in the city and heading back home, getting on the ferry to go get some dinner. And this girl's like, oh, like, yeah, I do boot camps, like, da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, oh my God, you work at Fitness First? Like, I was wearing my Fitness First shorts. And I was like, yes. And she's like, oh, I'm so happy I don't have to pay, like, thousands of dollars a week. Like, this is literally how she sounded. And she's like, she called me babe as well to piss me off massively. She's like, babe, like, I don't have to spend that much money. And I was just like, oh man, like, God help me. And then, like, when we, like, and no offense to the girl, but she didn't look like a trainer. Like, she just didn't look, and obviously your body is your business card when you're a PT. And then I managed to crack a little joke later, like, oh, I wonder where she got her PT qualifications from a cereal box? Like, I was just like a bit of a dick about it. But in saying that, a lot of PTs, like, it's sort of like, yeah, like we said earlier on, it's they want the lifestyle, they want this, they want that, and they're just like, yeah, sweet, I'm a PT now, I'm a boss, like, I don't really need to know, like, they don't think they need to know as much as you actually do need to know. So you see people training clients, and I see a lot of PTs that have started out. I'm still new to the game. There's, like, PTs in my gym that have been there for 30 years. So, but, like, a lot of the new guys that I see, like, I'll see them try correct their client's form or something, and they just can't articulate it right, or they don't know the cues. The client's doing crazy shit, and we've all been there when a client does some real wacky shit, and you're like, fuck, stop. Like, everyone's going to be looking at me and thinking that I'm a massive sped because you are doing the weirdest shit right now. But I just feel like it is easy for PTs to get qualifications, and it's easy for them to continue on as a PT. If they've got a good body as well, they can sort of get away with murder, really. Like, people will still come and train with them, even if they literally have no idea what they're doing, just because they've got the qualification. And to be honest, half the stuff you learn in the regular qualifications you get, you don't use. And it comes to it comes to like personal experience and actually just getting enough people in front of you, and then that's when you start to actually, things start to click and you're like, oh, that's what that was, like da 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 da. So I just feel like, yeah, some PTs, like if they've had a bit of gym experience and their technique and everything is perfect and they're able to articulate that well to clients and correct clients when they're doing the wrong shit, then that's all good. But otherwise, there's a lot that just come in, they're in for 12 months. I know tons of people, I had tons of mates that were PTs, you know, and it's just like in and out, see you later. Like, oh, that I gave that a try, it didn't work out for me.
Like, how do those people end up in life generally? Like,
that's the thing.
It's one of those things you gotta fucking try. I mean, at the moment, look, I did PT for almost about 7 years, and then now I'm in recruitment, so an equally as hard fucking industry.
Yeah, definitely.
As well as doing a podcast, so another equally as hard industry.
Yeah.
But I know the again, if you just quit at the first sign of adversity, you're gonna do that in everything.
Yeah.
You know, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So. Yeah. Just going to keep it, and generally the people that just hold out for a bit, just put in a little bit of work, learn a little bit more, get out of the trouble they get themselves into with their own lack of knowledge, and you can generally get by. You can be decent in the industry, and for a long time. Yeah. You don't need to be exceptional. If you want to be like if you want to start a craze, you want to start a new gym, for example, like RBT.
Yeah, like Travis. Yeah.
Travis. Again, that's the next level. Not everybody wants to go to the next level. That's why not everybody is a CEO or a director of a company.
Yeah, yeah.
What I find even worse than like the Kellogg's box certificates thing, that's obviously 100% real. Yeah. That's out there. All of you PTs know who you are. Yeah. Right? But there's something worse. You got the Kellogg's box certificates, but then you got the Instagram fitness IFBB models that get their qualification, that have never trained anybody a day in their life. They've paid for a personal trainer their whole life. Yeah. They don't have a personality from a fucking brick wall.
Yeah.
And they feel like they're in some sort of position of privilege because, oh, I've won a trophy. Yeah, but could you have done that on your own?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it doesn't take it away from the feat. Obviously, it's impressive or whatever, but it doesn't qualify you to be a personal trainer. There's there's depth to it, and you're quite shallow.
Yeah, yeah, man. I 100% agree. Like my girlfriend's competed a few times, and she knows a lot of people in the industry, and like me and her are both like, it's a thing that had made me pull away from the fitness industry a lot, and I just, I train my clients, I go in, I got my headphones on when I'm training myself, and I just keep to myself because there's so much bullshit, there's so much, focus on just the wrong things, and there's all these girls, that just put their tits out on Instagram, and then all of a sudden they got a few thousand followers, which if I was a girl and had my tits out, I'm sure I get a few thousand followers. I'm probably got big enough tits now, but like, got the gyno cranking because I'm fucking 105 at the moment. But like, it's like a real easy way for them to be. It's literally like soft porn, but let's just give it the fitness tag, and then I'm in some position of authority because I wear a G-banger and lift a dumbbell. Like, yeah, it's sort of, it's such a blurred, like you see Instagram, man, fuck, like on the just like the random feed that comes through, like it's just like chicks, like Instagram chicks, or like obviously the dudes always with the bloody shirts off and everything as well, and like fuck, I've been there, I've done photo shoots and things like that, and it's cool to see what you can do, but when you see the average person and they're like, yeah, like they're so insecure and everything's like it's such a massive hill for them to climb to look anywhere near like these girls that are geared up to the max and just constantly on fat burners and constantly taking this, that, and the other to stay in that ridiculous like sub shape. H, and it's not healthy for girls anyway. No, like my girlfriend competed twice and screwed herself up massively because she'd basically just burnt herself out. Like she was on too low a calorie and and she just smoked herself, and hormones have been thrown out of balance and a heap of stuff. So, getting back to the topic, I guess it's just like, yeah, it's shit, man. Like you've just gotta, those people that stay in the industry and push through. Like there's been times that I've been PTing and I've had like 10 clients go in like 2 weeks, and I'm like, holy shit. And I've got to pay rent at my gym as well. I pay $1,500 a fortnight just to work at my gym. So, sorry, $1,500 a month. Sorry, not.
Yeah, I was gonna say a fortnight.
Yeah,
Jesus,
yeah. It is a ritzy gym.
How much do you make?
Yeah, no, you're like, damn.
You lived in an area surrounded by millionaires, so that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's area, man. Better than the ghetto. But yeah, like I guess, yeah, it is about when you're a PT and you're starting out, stick with it. Like it's tough, and it is one of those things where you're like, fuck, like I don't know if I'm cut out for this. But just do a bit of research, learn a few things, do a few courses. You might only take like one or two things away from those courses, but they might be things that you'll be able to use for your clients for the rest of your PT career, and they'll help you through. And once you've got that decent level of knowledge and you can apply it to yourself, you'll be able to apply it to your clients. You'll look good, your clients look good, you'll be happy. Like, yeah, it'd be nice to see, I guess, PTs that make like young ones that come through, and just like sort of are really impressive. Like they're legit. Like they make the industry standard go up rather than just drop down, and everyone's just sort of in it because they're like, yeah, sweet, it's a good tag, helps me pick up chicks. I'm a P2, what up? Like, you know.
Look, totally understand, man. And I think it comes down to, I spoke about this last episode of this podcast where people believe they're a finished product. Like they get to a point and they're like, okay, I'm done learning now. I might do my CCs, but I'm not really going to learn anything, blah, blah. So I think once you adapt, like once you accept that you're not a finished product and you're always learning, there's always someone better than you, and if you come in with that attitude, you'll go a long way, because then you can learn from people like John. Again, he can teach you how to be 3 years in the industry. Then there'll be somebody else in the gym that's been there for 10 years. He can teach you how to be there for 10 years if you wish. Like there's always someone.
Have
and
a mentor, pass them on. That's the method, eh? Like get a mentor, get someone who inspires you, hang with them, and then try and supersede them. That's like with me with Bliss. Like I hang out with Bliss from Bliss and Esso. He's like a good mate of mine. I train him at the gym. And he's where I want to be, obviously. Yeah. So me hanging out with him, like I hung out my whole birthday. I was at his house, at his studio, listening to his new tracks. He was getting freaking verses sent from artists from the States, like well-known artists. And I was just like, this is so good. And I'm just like, yes, I want to hang out with you. I'm going to hone my craft. I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to keep improving. And then hopefully one day I'll be on par with him. And then there'll be someone else who I'll be reaching towards, like, all right, you're next. Like, I'm learning from you.
Come at me.
Yeah, champagne poppy. Yeah. So. Right.
Yeah, Drake. Well, in like, random question, what car does he drive?
Drake?
No, Bliss.
Oh, Bliss. Oh, Bliss has got this beastly. He's got like it's real Aussie, even though he's American. He's got like a SS Commodore, like the latest one, fully matte black, tinted out limo tint, like black rims. Like it's a sick little thing. And he's got like the Bliss and Esso like logo as the what do you call it, the badge, and he's got like the Bliss and Esso logos done on the rims. He's got the Bliss and Esso number plates. Like it's sick. So he's big inspiration.
Perfect, man. And again, we got a mentors. The previous episodes of this one will be actually about mentors. So yeah, I think we put a post up on Facebook a few last week, and I think you were on there too. So you'll be on more podcasts, John. Fuck. So we've talked a lot of shit, a lot of stuff. It's actually quite entertaining. So this is what I want the podcast to be. And randomly, before we finish this podcast, who do you think's the best rapper at the moment?
In the Australian scene, or in the American, or just all?
Globally. Let's go globally. Who's got the number one spot?
Globally, in my mind,
go rapper, or we can go / entertainer.
So like, for the entertainment factor, people will hate this, but Drake, because I've seen him live, and his show was insane. A lot of like lyrically, he's not like what you would call the best rapper of all time or anything like that. I think like Kendrick or J. Cole or something like that at the moment would be like in the top spot. But for entertainment, like I've seen Kendrick live. I haven't seen J. Cole live, saw Drake live. And Drake's show blew me away, like, next level, like, the energy he brings, and obviously he's like a triple threat, like, he's like the singer, like, the actor, the music, like, the rapper, like, he's been on he's been on TV, he's, you know, little Jimmy from Degrassi, but he, you know, like, he brings it, like, his energy is insane. There's so many Aussies killing it as well, so it's really cool, because the scene here is just, like, there's so many guys, like, especially when you look into the underground stuff, it's like, I'm on a page where there's 30,000 members, and each of them thinks they can rap. Some can, some can't, but, like, there's people trying at least, you know what I mean? Like, the industry's not dead, so...
Can't hate on that, sure, man.
No, man, props for them for trying. Sometimes I wish they would've, but sometimes I'm like, it's all good, like, good on you for...
It's firing shots there, man. You got no more rounds left, bro. Look, I gotta agree with you in... yeah, Drake for sure, as an entertainer, because he's that what's it called? He's that transcendent star which goes across a few. He's like a LeBron James, which is relevant he's relevant everywhere, right? My mom knows who Drake is, and my mom knows Drake's music. Couldn't say the same about Kendrick Lamar. So he transcends generations, and I mean, he's an entertainer at the end of the day. He may not be the best rapper in the world, but he knows how to move a crowd. He knows how to get people behind him. He knows how to do all these things. And when you get like stupid rappers like Meek Mill that try to battle him, and he kills Meek Mill, again, not a big task. You could do it.
I love Meek Mill, and then like as soon as he took it out, I was like, oh, you're dead. Like, and I was like, you literally. Like, even, like, I was talking to Bliss about it, and when he's, like, you know, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers getting botted by a singer, and then it's like, damn, like, a guy who's, like, known as the softie, the romantic type, just killed you. Like,
just bodied him.
Yeah, and I don't even listen to Meek Mill anymore. I'm like, nah, he's dead to me.
Ja Rule. 50 Cent Ja Rule.
That's why you don't take shots at 50 Cent and Eminem. Like, yeah. Oh, man.
They'll come out of, well, basically, I mean, 50 Cent still makes a shitload of music.
Oh, 50 Cent's killing it, man. And yeah, like, that's the thing, but they, Ja Rule took a shot at, you know, Haley, and then Eminem snapped, and then Eminem dropped like 2 diss tracks to him, and then that was like, yes, see ya. And now, like, Ja Rule's like the guy that they get on CNN to be like, oh, and what's your opinion on the Macy's Day Parade, Ja Rule? And like, just like,
I think, didn't he have like a reality TV show or something? You got kicked back to reality TV. Oh. That's how you know you're out of the spotlight.
When you're on The Price is Right, and you're like the chick that turns the fucking, what is it? No, you spin, what is it? Wheel of Fortune.
Family Feud? Yeah, Family Feud. I mean, when you're on Family Feud, you know you've reached rock bottom. Like Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. Yeah. And now Ja Rule dancing to the samba.
Awesome, man. Look, before we leave, what's the last bit of advice that you can give to the listeners today that are either A, aspiring artists, or B, aspiring personal trainers?
Oh, man.
Golden rule, just a nugget. A nugget by John.
It's all about the nugs. What was it? I came up with this... alright, this is a saying that I came up with literally yesterday when I was just like mucking around writing stuff. So I'm gonna quote this is a quote by me from Dash yesterday. But I was saying dreams take time, but time takes dreams. So you've obviously got limited amount of time on this earth. Things take time, but don't let shit wait too long before you start pursuing, like, just if you've got something that burns, if your passion is fitness, if your passion is music, if you're a good drawer, if you can play the guitar, pursue it. Fuck, why not? Like, just smash it. Be the best you can, because, yeah, I know it's corny as hell, but you've got one life. And I've got so many people that I know that are talented ass musicians, artists, whatever, and they just, like, you know, they'll put their sketchbook away and they'll be like, yeah, sweet. It's like Jordan McGregor. You know Jordan?
Yep.
He drew that 2-pack drawing for me, and I was like, dude, you are so good at drawing. Like, I bought one of it.
Draw.
Yeah, that guy, what is it, Dark Art by Jay or whatever, but man,
insane.
Yeah, he draws. So if you don't know, Jordan is a fellow we know, lives in Perth. He draws like hip hop artists and draws like their quotes and stuff, and does it all with a Sharpie, and it is sick. Like, I've got the 2-pack one he did. He's doing J. Cole, Kendrick, and a bunch of ones for me and stuff as well. So, but like, yeah, like, I don't know if my saying even makes sense, but, you know what I mean? Things take time, so just get on it. Like, just get on it now. Like, pursue it hard and pursue it like it's your career, even if it's not. Like, I'm pursuing music like it's my career, and it's literally, it could be seen as a hobby for me, but I'm pursuing it like a career, and it will become my career. Then PT will become my part-time. So just, yeah, like, if you treat it like a job, it'll be a job. Treat it like your career, it'll be a career. So that's it.
Perfect, man. That's a great way to finish off. Peace. Fucking silence. Now, before you go, where can the listeners find you on social media?
So you can find me on my personal page, just at John Pownall, or Shapeshifter Health and Fitness on Facebook. My Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook pages are Johniepee, which is JOHNIEPEE. Yes, like piss, but it's because I'm taking the piss. It's because I'm a funny bugger, and that's what everyone calls me. And why not have a few extra E's thrown in the end? But everything's Johniepee. So feel free to check out some tracks on there, or yeah, hit me up regarding music or PT stuff, whatever. I've sort of started removing my Instagram and stuff. It's literally just a music Instagram now. I've got rid of all my shirtless, sub 6% shredded photos. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to say goodbye to them, but yeah, got to pick what I'm focusing on, and I've got my PT still chugging along, and I've got my music chugging along as well. So that's
beautiful, awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on today. Again, it's a different style of the podcast, and I think it really sits well, and it's something that we got to keep doing, because I mean, people want to see real people. People want to hear real people, and again, you're a real person, not a robot. You're not a cookie cutter person. You're doing something outside of the box, and we like to encourage people to do stuff that's outside of the box, that's not the norm, and where they can basically make difference to themselves and their family and everyone around them. So, that being said, guys, I think that's the end. John didn't drop any bars. He doesn't want to.
I'll let you hear some on Facebook or whatever, and let me know what you think.
I'll put a link in the show notes anyway, so I'll put up one of his videos in the show notes so that you can listen to it. And if you like his stuff, make sure you head to his Facebook pages. Again, they'll also be in the show notes, so you can just go out there and like all of his shit and just say it was from me. So shit gets from me.
Like right, Marvin backstage passes, whatever.
So when he does his live shows globally, I'm going to have VIP passes.
For a podcast, people will get like VIP access. That's the
VIP access, and I get free access. So
of course.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in today. John, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Perfect. And that being said, guys, that's the Fit Pro podcast. This is episode, I don't know, I'll put an episode at the start of it. So, we release episodes every week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week. So, I'm very sporadic like that. That being said, guys, peace, we're done. Easy.
See ya.
And that was episode 28 of the Fit Pro podcast. Listeners, as always, if you have not and you want to connect with Johniepee, make sure you head to his social links down below. There's also going to be a link to one of his music videos about Perth, my adopted hometown, and you will see how talented Johniepee actually is, and he's going to be introduced to the world pretty soon. I am 100% sure of that. And look, hustle, grinding, and hard work will always be rewarded. This man's going in, I'm going in. Everybody that's listening to this podcast is hopefully becoming motivated and inspired more and more every day to go after what they want in life. That being said, listeners, make sure you have a motivated and inspired day, and I will speak to you on the next episode of the Fit Pro podcast.